How today we are going to talk about the Vatican Bank, all its secrets, all the scandals, and we will make a financial review of the bank. The secrets of the Vatican Bank, the gold, where is it? How much gold? The Vatican Bank is reporting in 2022. The bank, the Vatican portfolio, the scandals, the managers, we will touch all in today's report. Pope Francis' big repatriation on August 23, it was of 2022. There was a call by Pope Francis, and it was an order to inform and send all the financial assets to the Vatican Bank immediately. They have only 30 days, all the institutions, to send all the money through the Holy See back to the Vatican Bank. That is in September of 2022. This is the communication that the Pope sent to all the network. And it says the Holy See and the institutions connected with the Holy See that are holders of financial assets and liquidity, that's money, in whatever form they are held, maybe gold, in financial institutions other than the IOR, which is the name of the Vatican Bank, must inform the IOR and transfer them to it as soon as possible within 30 days. Why the rush? Why the Pope wants all the money back to the Vatican Bank? And we have only 30 days at the moment of this presentation. Maybe it's because the Pope Francis at war with the Opus Dei. This is one of my theories. On August 2 of 2022, we have news in Argentina mainstream media. The Pope is Argentinian, that the Pope was in war. I call it the August War, that the Pope was in war with the Opus Dei conservative Catholic group. Pope Francis lowered the rank of the Opus Dei, and it will no longer depend on him, and the head of the Opus Dei will not be a bishop from now. That's very important news in the Catholic network. I will continue. And also, Opus Dei scandal took place, and the complaints for 43 women that were subjected to exploitation or bad heavy work, not paid work. This was messed, and the reaction of the Opus Dei was commotion, uncertainty. When the Pope Francis took place, the white smoke came out of the Vatican chimneys. There was rumors that the Opus Dei was very upset because they are enemies of the Jesuits inside the Vatican. That's what this was on mainstream media in Argentina a few weeks ago. And the article continues that the Opus Dei exploited poor women and demand them work as domestic servants for the members of the Opus Dei for 10, 12, or 30 years in exchange for food and education and shelter. That was one of the mainstream media. And the recruitment and servitude was complained by 43 women, and it was announced. It was shocked. Maybe this is the reason why the Pope is bringing back all the money to the Vatican Bank. Maybe it's war rumors. Poland is asking for 1.3 trillion to Germany. Maybe, and the Pope keeps saying that we are in Third World War now. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's the Vatican is observing and watching that we may have a financial crisis and counterparty risk. Today was a report by Arcadia economists, precious metal analysts, Rafi Farber, saying that the record premiums and the spread between the premium, the real physical price, and the prepaid price of silver was around 40%, which is a record high. Maybe this is one of the reasons why the Vatican Bank is demanding all the money being sent to the Vatican Bank. Or maybe it's the reason that the Federal Reserve is increasingly hiking rates. History is telling us this is the Fed funds rate chart and it's bullish, and it means that we could have an explosion in interest rates and a financial system collapse and a bond market collapse, and that should happen from now. Let's go now to the Vatican Bank, or also called the Institute for the Works of Religion, IOR in Italian, Istituto per le Opere di Religione, that was officially founded in 1887 by Pontiff Leo XIII and refounded by Holiness Pius XII on June of 1942 in the middle of the Second World War. So to the left, the first founder, and to the right founder, Pius XII. So the story is that the Vatican Bank was always linked for decades with Italian Freemasonry Lodge, P2 or Propaganda 2 Mafia. The Vatican Bank was 2 times linked with 2 proxy banks that were run by mafia people. That's the story here. The first case in the 70s was the case of Michel Sindona, who had connections with the Vatican. There was money laundering, heroin money. The Vatican took losses for the links with this mafia guy. The Franklin Bank crashed in 1974, and the Vatican Bank took some losses. The second scandal was with the Banco Ambrosiano, which was the second largest Italian bank. It was run by a mafia guy called Roberto Calvi, who escaped to London, and his body was found dead, hanging from a London bridge. And his private secretary jumped to her death from a fifth floor window. The police said that she committed suicide in 1982. This is Michel Sidona. He was serving in Italian jail, and later was death by poison. They poisoned his coffee, and he was killed in 1986 with cyanide. He was killed with a poison. Roberto Calvi, the other guy that was found hanging from the London's Blackfriars Bridge at 7:30 a.m. of June 18 of 1982, and the story is that he had 5 bricks in his pockets. So there are lots of scandals surrounding the Vatican Bank or the Institute. You have requests by the European Central Bank. You have all the cases of dealing with Nazi gold accusations. They took some fines for these money laundering cases. Short story: some of the cases were dropped under immunity, under sovereign immunity clauses. Some of the officials of the Vatican Bank were found guilty in multiple cases in different times. Even they went as far as real estate cases. That was in 70s, 80s, in the 90s. They have a Croatian Holocaust survivors were demanding the Vatican Bank because they say that a Croatian Vatican college was hiding looted gold, and part of that gold was Nazi gold, and part of the gold was from the people, and there was all types of problems there, and scandals. A lot of scandals continue. They were charged with embezzling charge. Some of the presidents of some of the high officials of the Vatican Bank, according to Wikipedia, of course. And the Vatican created some reforms to help the self-regulation of the Vatican Bank under a authority called the IIF, under the Vatican State. More internal transparency. Now we are seeing who is running the bank now. This is the people, Jean-Baptiste. Most of them are well wealth managers. Jean-Baptiste to build the France. France is very important asset manager from France. Next, you have Mauricio Larraín, who is the vice president. He's a Santander CSUD from Chile. And you have also to the bottom Javier Marín Romano. He's also a Santander guy. You have Sir Michael Hitze, who is a billionaire from Australia. George Freiherr von Bosselager from Germany at the Metzel Group Asset Management. Scott Malpass, a guy from the United States, I think. He's a chief investment officer of the Notre Dame University. This is the people running the central bank, the Vatican Bank, sorry. The amount of money the Vatican Bank is managing is 5 billion euros. And above this board, which I presented here, is a commission of cardinals running it. What's the equity of the Vatican Bank? 650 million euros. That's it. That's the official value of the equity of the Vatican banks. And they have half the money management. They have that of the half money in deposits of the 5 billions. The cash of the Vatican Bank is 16 million euros. 60 million euros. Let's go here. They can lend money, but they can advance money to the priests, to religious orders, and they collect the installments from future incomes. And the profit for the year of 2021, it was 18 million euros. So they have a cut of half of 15% because they were paying fines for all these scandals. I think that was the case. They collect dividends from the ETF investments, 100,000 euros, and they make money as net intermediation margin, and they put all their money on ETFs and bonds or index ETFs. That's the main reason. How much money they spend on the employees? 12 million euros. And additional 3 million euros. That's around 50. Half of the almost the same amount of profit from a year, or they spend with the board. They have 110 employees. Let's talk about the goal of the Vatican Bank. How much gold has the Vatican Bank? 22 million euros, 10 million euros in medals and precious coins. Where is the goal of the Vatican Bank? The goal is mainly deposit with the U.S. Federal Reserve, and the medals and the precious coins are kept in the Vatican Bank vaults. So you have the gold goes to the Federal Reserve, and the medals and the coins to the Vatican vaults. Let's talk about the portfolio. Monthly ETF bonds, USD, 3.81 years duration, all investment grade. This is a low risk strategy. They have some secret subsidiary. I'm not getting that part. They not report that because they say they don't have material import when they consolidate this statement. That means that they don't report what is below them, what is below the Vatican Bank, but they say that won't affect the big numbers. I'm not sure about that. I'm very skeptical. I want to check everything, but this is a very professional, high standards in financial statement, and they list multiple buildings to them. How much buildings they have, I will go right there. This is more about the return on assets. The return on assets, the Vatican Bank has the same level of ROA, the return on assets, like other European banks, 0.7% per year. And this is a comparison, just maybe some fair comparison because they cannot operate as the other banks for charity reasons, but I want to show you that they have the same level of return on assets last year, like the UBS or the Santander Bank or the 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 what we call the Banco Francés here in Argentina, or French bank's the name, or Bilbao Casa. So let's continue. The currency risk of the Vatican Bank, mostly hedged on USD. They don't have too much exposure to other currencies. The real estate portfolio, last year was the first time they say how many properties. 5,000, 4,000 in Italy, 1,000 abroad. But I haven't seen this report, and it's not added to the financial statements. Who are the auditors of these financial statements? Mazars Group, and the Mazars Group is a French group brought, of course, I think, by the chairman or the president of the board, and they would pay 100,000 euros for this, for auditing the report. That's it. If they sold their souls, it was for 100,000 euros. So that's it. The summary: lots of conspiracy about the Nazi gold money laundering, proven links with Italian Freemasonry mafia for decades in the past. People got killed. Very solid team now, very respectful professionals. They put all their money in ETFs. I still don't know why Pope Francis is calling all the money to the Vatican Bank for this month, like in a rush. I presented theories: internal fight in the Vatican, second, financial crisis, counterparty risk, and war. That's my 3 theories. I may be completely wrong, but something is going on with the Vatican Bank now. 5 billion euros in assets under management, thousands of buildings. I have the feeling I'm not getting the real picture of the complete network of wealth of the Vatican. Sorry, maybe I'm too skeptical. I'm quite disappointed as Catholic that the equity is only 600 million euros. After years and centuries, I still feel that's low level, but I understand that charity is in the middle. That's the reason, and less than 20 million euros in profits, the Vatican. 140 pages of a PDF file to entertain you with real financial data. You know what to do. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.